The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the June 12th, the terrific Thursday, the U.S. Open edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I do want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But more important than that, and that's this. During this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to send me an email. Send it off to steve@tfnn.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question. And of course, if you're inside the Tigers Den, well, then any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on terrific Thursday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Well, we begin our day here with a bit of a mixed bag. The mix is coming from the Russell down 6, trend is down 96. The other U.S. indices are trading to the upside. Dow's up 6 points, so just barely 18 points for the S&P, 75 for the NASDAQ 100. You've got 63 for the NASDAQ Composite, 57 for the New York Stock Exchange. Gold is up $62. Presumably on some news out of Iran. You know, things seem to be getting heated up over there. We do have the U.S. dollar index that's trading lower as well. So that's perhaps getting an assist out there. Light sweet crude is up 54 cents. Natural gas is up a nickel right now. Copper is up 3 pennies. We've got the XLV charts up on my screen. That's the only one that's got a TD9 count top that is completed yesterday. As we take a look at it, price right now is trading above the TD9 count high. That's at 136.57. Well, it's right there, 136.53. If you close above 136.57 today, you negate that. What it really needs to do tomorrow, though, is close above profile resistance. That's at 136.76. So that's the real number. That's the real nut to be watching, 136.76. The XLV does that. You're off to the races to the upside. The upside would then be 142.50. That's the bottom of its monthly profile. Light sweet crude is going to complete a TD9 count top today. Let's take a look at that. It's got an A to B equals CD pattern. We don't really need to look at the A to B equals CD pattern. That would require a bearish reversal candle. You can see bar number 8 completed yesterday. Bar number 9 is going to go ahead and form today as long as price doesn't pull all the way back to the level below 64.58. Not likely. Now, on this pattern here, the pattern does not complete until tomorrow, till the bar following bar number 9 forms. Then what price should do is pull back and test its oscillator and change line. What I would say is that with light sweet crude finding resistance at the top of its weekly profile, finding resistance at its monthly green oscillator and change line, it's getting ready to form some type of short-term top. Now, the first price target to the downside should be about 64.30. That's a daily green oscillator and change line. However, we see a bearish structured daily profile. And if it's only a counter trend move to the downside in light sweet crude, price would find support between 62.09 and 63.44. Not that it can't find support at 64.30. So that's what I'm watching for in light sweet crude, because the daily and monthly upper resistance odds favor that we see some type of pullback or retracement out there. Nothing else sticks up on my screen for us to go take a look at. So let's do this here. Let's get to the real soup and nuts of the day. The soup and nuts of the day come from the daily equity future contracts. Here, what you can see, let me see if I do a little scrunching. Might make it a little bit easier for everybody. So you can grab these at home. That's a little, the scrunching method really works well, doesn't it? Yep, that's going to help us out there. And let's go here, sort of help us. Let me just help us a little bit more. Come on. Work with me, would you? Okay, so now you should be able to very easily see the new daily profiles. Okay, first thing about the profiles. If you take a look at the ES Mini profile, this is now trading above the prior profile. That says we're out of consolidation mode. It's also a bullish signal. You know, it's kind of like higher highs, higher lows. Same thing with regard to profile levels out here. Now, at this moment in time, now the profile will not be confirmed until tonight at 6 o'clock. They've been steady since 6 o'clock last night. So I think God's favor they're going to stick, but I don't know that for certain. What I can share with you is prices trade above the top of the daily profile on the ES Mini right now. Does that matter? That's at 60.4150. Of course it matters. But what matters most is the TD9 count top and the price level of 60.4950. If price closes above that, the daily ES Mini will negate its TD9 count top, and that suggests higher price. You do that, you trade above your green oscillator and change line, you trade above the top of a profile out there, it's in full bullish breakout mode. Did I just miss a hole out from the fairway? I believe that I did. If we take a look at the NQ out there, I'm focused on the charts here, folks. You know, but I got a half an eye. Oh, there's a nice shot. Oh, that's the shot going in. Is that Shane Lowry hitting the ball in? Wow. I'm sorry. I'll try to stay focused. I will stay focused out here. Lowry Eagle. Wow. That is pretty cool, Dan. It's a heck of a shot. I haven't had an Eagle for a while. If we take a look at the NQ also forming a new profile. This profile above the prior profile. We're trading with inside it right now. Resistance has been tested, and that's at 21,964. It's got a buy zone between 21,681 and 21,752. Now, in the case of the NQ, there is no topping pattern for its daily time frame. Price got to the buy zone. That was the buy area out there, clearly. And now if price can clear 21,965, you're back off to the races to the upside. The Dow Equity Future contract still retains its TD9 count top, and that price level is 42,976. Now, here's a new profile forming above price. Buy zone 42,439 to 42,657. The sell zone, or where the resistance level is at 43,091. Again, this profile forming above the profile. Same inside the NQ, same inside the ES, same inside the Russell 2000. Now, it's a pretty wide profile out here. In the case of the Russell 2000, it's got a sell zone between 2138 and 2166. If price were to close below the green oscillator and change line, 2129 right now, that would increase the odds of a pullback towards the bottom of its profile, which is at 2081. That's really all that I've got for you. If we do see a pullback today across the board, we'd be looking at a 2-day pullback. If we don't get that, and it's only a 1-day pullback, folks, it just tells you that the equity markets are simply strong. Not just strong like bold. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? one simple answer: the Opening Call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening Call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Let's get to our requests. The first request coming in from LB wants to take a look at PPTA, which is getting nailed this morning, a big gap to the downside. Now, this did form a sell the D point top 3 days ago, when it formed that bullish engulfing candle. And what LB is looking for is an entry price. So what we've got here at this moment in time, the first level, so why did price stop where it did, in essence, this morning? And the answer to that question can only come from the monthly time frame chart, Lee. And that profile level's at 1323. Yes, we got below 1323, but you can see we're trading above that level. So that is your first level of support. Is that an entry point? It could be. So if you're looking to ladder into the trade, use that as one. What I'm going to provide you with is the areas of support. Areas of support can be entry points out there. So that's the first thing to take a look at, believe it or not, is the monthly time frame chart. The weekly time frame chart is not going to assist you or I at this moment in time. And the reason is because it assists us from the standpoint that price is trading below its oscillator and change line, its green oscillator and change line, so may have lost its momentum. You really won't know till tomorrow. So the daily time frame chart, if 1323 is not the entry point, then the entry point may be 1140. And 1140 is the daily TD9 count breakout level. So I'd be going with the 1323, 1140, 1126-ish type range out there. That's what I see in taking a look at PPTA. Now, this will become day number 4 to the downside, Lee, and that itself can be a bottom. So if you go with just simply the daily dance moves and the monthly profile potential support level, yeah, you can easily justify this as being a bottom level out here. But the preferred bottom, 1140. But you may not get to 1140. So I hope that helps you out. We've got some requests here from GTE. The first one is to take a look at, did I put it in here? HIS. No. Where did that go? Oh, that's the Hang Seng. You want me to look at the Hang Seng, not HIS, Hang Seng, HSI. So the Hang Seng, I do have that up here for you. So let's go take a look at the Hang Seng. No worries. Stevie usually remembers. pretty decent about that. So we look at the Hang Seng. What the Hang Seng has done is it confirmed a sell the D point top last night. And it did that when it formed that bearish engulf, bear sash candle. Now, even though on the daily basis it formed a sell the D point top, what we also know is price found support at its oscillator and change line. So in order for this to get any traction to the downside GTE, you must see closes, continued closes below the oscillator and change line, currently putting at 24,039. Even though we close at 24,035, those few dollars there, they don't float my boat to say that that's a confirmation that we've closed below that green oscillator and change line. But a second close, a close tomorrow night below that, is then going to suggest that we have a further retracement. Further retracement to where? The first level is going to be, or could be, 23,655-ish. You've got a weekly TD9 count top, price trading inside that swing point. But if price is going to move lower, that becomes the next potential support level. Below that, I don't have a level. I'd be looking at swing points out there, and that takes you all the way back to the hammer candle from June the 2nd. So that's what we see when we take a look at the Hang Seng. Hope that helps you out. I'm going to close this up because this is really, it's not coming from this data feed, and I don't want to cause any kind of problem. So let's go to your next request, FXI. FXI is... Sorry about that. Give me a second here. I don't know why it's so slow. Actually, I think I do know why it's slow. I may have found that out tomorrow. I worked on it over the weekend, thought I maybe sped this thing up. So I'll work on it again this weekend. We'll try one more thing. But with regard to FXI, and I'll get there, don't worry. I promise you. That was PPTA. Yeah, I was wrong with that. I did promise you I'll get there. I just didn't say when. When is now, by the way. So here comes FXI. FXI, very similar to the Hang Seng, no topping pattern, price up, pulling back. This levels of support would be at about 36.82, 36.47. Those would be the levels of support out there. Below 36.82, you're looking at 36.02. I don't have as clear of a read on FXI as I do on the Hang Seng out there. GT, your other favorite stock out here is XPEV. And we take a look at XPEV out here. It is trading now still, let's just tick down to the top of its daily profile at 1945. That is the level to watch. It might be 1944. Let me just get that number, 1946. It's 1946 is the top of that profile. If XPEV closes below that, odds favor. So that's a brand new profile. So, and we don't have any daily profiles to go take a look at. What we have is a weekly profile level. So close below that 1946 level is going to then bring into play 1597 for XPEV. That is the bottom of the weekly profile out there. So I hope that helps you out. Duncan Steve wants to take a look at the SMHs out there. SMHs earlier were trading higher. Are they trading higher now? They are. Now, in the case of the SMH for a daily time frame, Steve-O, we do not have any kind of a topping pattern. You're actually hoping and praying that this doesn't rally any further today or tomorrow. What do you mean? I want it to rally. I make money when it rallies. Well, if it pokes its head above yesterday's high, 264.91, today or tomorrow, you're going to trigger a TD9 count top. So you'd rather not do that because there's no topping pattern on the weekly. There's no topping pattern, in essence, on the monthly. Now, they both have topping patterns back at their all-time highs, but on this current rally run, we're trading about profile resistance and TD9 count breakdown resistance for the monthly and the weekly. So really your preference out here, Dunk, is to not get, for today, bar number 8, tomorrow, bar number 9, and Monday, you don't want to see this thing tick above that level. If it does, you're going to get a TD9 count top. Well, look, that may not be so bad because what price should then first do is pull back to test its oscillator and change line. That's at the price point of 258.11. No big deal if it pulls back and tests and rejects that. Close below that, then you start getting into trouble. You don't have profile data until you get down to 223.82 on the daily, 235 on the weekly. The only thing that could potentially stop it on the monthly would be the 259 level out there. You also asked, Steve-O, if we could take a look at seasonal patterns. And the answer is yes. I can take a look at that for the SMHs. Now, this is your traditional, we've got 25 years worth of data. What's this show us? If you look at the bottom portion of the screen here, over 25 years, 24 really, June has been an unfavorable month. August, unfavorable. September, the most unfavorable. December, also unfavorable. So the SMHs, when we took a look at them, the SMHs were showing the potential for a top. If you get to that TD9 count top, the SMHs are likely following along the seasonal. Now, 25 years of data doesn't give us actually a ton of data for post-election cycle. It gives us a total of 6 years. But look, if we look at that, the 6-year cycle suggests that we could see price moving down into a bottom that forms sometime around the middle of July, beginning of July. So that's what we see when we take a look at the SMHs. Steve, I hope that helps you out. We'll take a look at RGTI. We don't have seasonals for that. We come back from this break.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
This year has already been a wild ride for the market. We started off heavily in the red, traversed back to all-time highs, and we now have a trade war looming. Trying to play this chop as an individual trader leads to death by 1,000 cuts. Where does this market go next? Should I add to this position or cut my losses? Where is the next opportunity? Tariffs, trade wars, analysis paralysis. Don't become a victim of this intense market. Instead, join Larry Pesavento over the second and fourth Friday of every month for 3 hours of live trading. Larry has been through many markets just like this one, and the insight he provides is invaluable. The dates for this month are April 11th and 25th, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern Time. Get in here and let's start trading. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. We're taking a ticker symbol RGTI. That's rigatoni for Duncan Steve inside the Tiger's Den. And we've got this consolidating inside its daily profile. It's a bullish structured profile. It's taken price up to the top of that profile yesterday and today, 1304. If you get it close above the top of the profile, Steve-O, you're on your way to the TD9 count breakdown resistance level at 1475. That's the daily chart. Weekly chart remains bullish. Price is above profile resistance. It's green oscillator and change line. And it's a TD9 count breakdown level 1234. There's absolutely no reason for this not to rally other than dealing with daily profile resistance, right? That's the reason. So you got to watch the 1304. You close above 1304. You're back off to the races. Monthly would like to get all the way back to its highs at 2142. There's not enough data, is my presumption, and the reason why I cannot pull up any seasonal data for RGTI. But you really don't need it. I think you've got enough to know. 1304 is the key number out there. You close above that, you're back off to the races. The next thing we're looking at is gold. And this is coming in from Ron R. And Ron is asking, what are my thoughts on the 2-month pullback that I had suggested would likely unfold? Why do we come up with that? So that came up where we're looking at the continuous contract. That's the lower left. Continuous contract rallied for 4 months, pulled back slightly last month. Look at the time before that. We rallied for 4 months, July, August, September, October of 2024. 2-month pullback. What do I think is going on now? Well, I know we got the 1-month pullback. Can we get a 2-month pullback? The answer is we can. However, what's going against us, what we know, and I can't pull that chart up right now for you, Ron, but you're familiar with that chart, right? That is the chart that shows where gold has moved since Israel has been in war with the Gaza Strip. And now what I just saw float across my screen was that maybe they're taking a look at taking some action in Iran this weekend. This weekend? Really? Come on, Donald. You got to tell them to just cool down here. But in any event, how the gold does not move because of inflation. We all know that. We know that is a bunch of hogwash out there. BS is what it is. So we're not gonna take the BS. What we do know is that gold moves with geopolitical and certainly war-oriented type events out there. So the caution sign here is between yesterday and today. Ron, sure seems to me like things are ratcheting higher. And if that's the case, then no, I wouldn't say that. I'd say that the low was last month. Let's look at the daily time frame chart. We still have 2 tops out here, 3 tops that price has to contend with. A monthly TD9 count top, a weekly TD9 count top, a daily Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. The key number, if gold is really going to take off to the upside, is a close above 35, 39, 30. If you do that, then you're definitely off to the races. Is there potential that we still get a 2-month pullback? Of course there is. Weekly's right up at resistance right now. The only level of resistance that we really see out here is that weekly resistance. That's up at the 34, 18, 60 level. Close above that tomorrow. It just increased the odds that we at least get back to test those all-time highs out there. The TD9 count, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator tops out there. That's what I see when I take a look at gold. That's about the best explanation that I can give to you, and we go from there. Your next request, so I did this. Was there something else that I did for gold? Not that I can think of. So if anything pops into my mind, then we'll go back to it. I think really we're just going to go to the next request, which is to take a look at this from John C. in the Tiger's Den. Would like to take a look at Micron. John, if you're long this, you love yesterday's action. Yesterday's action was a negation of a TD9 count in 1 day. Strong upward momentum move. Now, you do have a new profile that has formed. It's a bearish structured profile. Price is trading just above the top of that profile, which is at 115.23. You would love to see price close above 115.23 today. If it does, then you're in the daily time frame full breakout mode. The weekly time frame is also in breakout mode, but not full breakout mode. Oh, come on, Steve-O. What's the deal here? The deal is the oscillator and change line is red, nowhere near as strong as a green oscillator and change line. So it gives us a message that it could or should rally higher, but the conviction is less. Plenty of conviction on the monthly time frame. And the monthly time frame, which formed a TD9 count top and a TD9 count bottom, you gotta love it. Price is trading above its green oscillator and change line and wants to go target its sell zone. So the number is going to be 123.70 to 140.62. Micron looks good. What happens if it closes back underneath the top of its profile? Well, it's been trading higher for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days, not including today. A 2-day pullback would be normal. That 2-day pullback ought to take us back towards the 109.71-ish area out there. So that's what we see when we take a look at ticker symbol MU. And I hope that helps you out. Let's go take a look at, now I don't think I had a chance to get this up on my screen. Let me take a quick peek, see if we did, which is Lululemon. Oh, I did. Dan from New York City is looking at Lululemon, and what Dan would like to do, he would like to take an entry into it, a long entry into it. So now when we look at the charts, here's what we know, Dan. The first thing is, on the daily time frame, we're trading below yesterday's low. Yesterday traded below the prior day's low. Same, on and on for the last 4 or 5 days on a daily time frame. The bottom of my screen is screwed up. Look at on this one. At the bottom, it's got SMR. Then on the weekly, it's got CLSK, and then Lululemon on the monthly. So we can't look at the bottom of my screen. My apology. I mean, I can fill it back in. I don't want to do that while we're live. So what price is doing here, it's moving lower, no bottom signal or below profile support. My answer would be no, it's not an entry now. If we're going to use the daily time frame. Weekly time frame, price is pulling back into its buy zone. So we really have to watch how price behaves in this area being 246.21 to 257.57. You also have a TD9 count swing point on a weekly basis. Volume 26 million shares. Came down last week, 28 million shares. When you close inside a swing point with volume, you usually go test that low. That says that what we should see, not a guarantee, a test of 234.84. This week through Thursday, we are at 15 million shares. So this week we're a bit lighter than the swing point out there. You still got to watch that the buy zone of the weekly profile. But if that's going to be a bottom, you would usually see some type of bottom signal on the daily time frame. Monthly, trading below profile support out there, so that's not really great. I would be patient on Lululemon. You may be able to get it, and I'd say likely be able to get it at lower price than where we're trading right now. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstad's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstad releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. Let's go to our next request out here. This is coming in from Mohammed. He'd like to take a look at Shopify. Shopify has got, I see it's going to form likely a Wave 7 top today. That is letter G on my screen out there. So you've got a top. And what price is doing right now, Mohammed, it's testing its oscillator and change line. We're at 109.91 in price, and 109.89 is the oscillator and change line. The price closing below that, Shopify should pull back to test profile support on the daily time frame, and that would be at 107.53. So you got a wave number 7 top. The weekly could form a TD9 count top between this week and the next 2. Now, next week, as an example, in order for it to form a TD9 count top, today, or tomorrow, I should say, price must close above 110.75. And of course, we're trading below that right now. So I don't know whether that TD9 count pattern is going to form or not. The monthly time frame, it looks beautiful. When I say it looks beautiful, it's trading above resistance, trading above profile resistance, its oscillator and change line. Price found support at the bottom of its profile a couple months back. So the monthly looks pretty good. There's nothing wrong with the daily out here. It is running into resistance at its center of the profile, 114.22. So the daily's got the wave number 7 top. It may even have a sell the D point top. We don't have to look. We don't need more than one top to identify a top. And you've got to watch that daily oscillator and change line about where you're printing right now. So I hope that helps you out, Mohammed, on the review of Shopify. Inside the den, we've got a request to look at GME. Is that GameStop? GME, this is for Peak G inside the Tiger's Den. So let's get that up on our screen. This is getting the schnot kicked out of it today. And GME appears to be headed back towards 2078. You got an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside on the daily time frame. Got a gigantic gap. You're below support. The next support level is 2078. Now, we say that in one breath, and in the next breath we have to say, well, Stevie, you may need to hold your horses. Which horses? The horses that are in stable 2240. We're trading at 2241 right now. What's important about 2240? It is the weekly TD9 count breakout level. So price has gotten back to a weekly support area with a monthly chart getting into its buy zone, the buy zone between 2030 and 2343. So maybe we're not going to get to 2078. However, If we close below 22.40, and I say we do get down to 20.78. So at this stage here, Peak, you've got to wait, to see see how things are going to play out. I suppose we could try to go down into an intraday chart out here, but really we're up against a key level of support. Watch the daily time frame. Volume, by the way, today is 62 million shares going into a swing point that had 20 million. Actually, the swing point had 16 million shares. And if you close inside that swing point, that would just simply require a close below 22.63. Odds would favor you test the swing point low. Even though I said that, Peak, I think you have to really keep your eyes glued on that weekly TD9 count breakout level. Is there anything else that you need on that? Is that clear for you? Does that help? Which I sure hope that it does. No other requests that I'm aware of at this moment. If I missed something in the den, then I totally missed it. And if you could write back in what you need, that would be great. I'm just going to check my email system. See if anybody has put in another request. Nope, the last one was from Mohammed. So let's do this here. We got 4 minutes to go in this segment. But if another request comes in, we got one right now. We're going to take it from Rye. PNG. Right, it's going to take a minute for this to populate out here. So a great hockey game on tonight. You got the U.S. Open going on. We got basketball still going on. It's a beautiful time in June. Now, PNG, why is that not? An interesting thing here, PNG, I am not getting any data. That's pretty wild. So is it truly PNG? I'm going to go ahead and put in your second symbol. USAS. Let's see if we can get this one up. No idea why PNG didn't come up on my screen. Would you just double check that, Ryan? I'm sure you're probably right. So why it's not coming up on my screen, I don't know. I mean, I did have that data problem. I resolved that. PGZ. There you go. No problem at all. So back to USAS. What do we see here? All I see is a daily consolidation with insider profile. No topping pattern at this moment in time. 71 cents at support, 88 cents at resistance. Weekly time frame, no topping signal there, should head higher. Monthly time frame, no topping signal there, should head higher. So what you're dealing with here, Arai, is nothing more than support and resistance from its profile on the daily time frame, 71 and 88. Now let's try for PGZ. See if we get this thing to populate for us, which I'm sure we can. PGZ is trading at 1057. It looks like it negated its daily TD9 count top yesterday. Let's confirm that. If it closed above 1057 yesterday's close was 1057. Shoot. So you still have a TD9 count top that's in place out here. But price remains above the top of its new profile formed 2 days ago. The top of that profile is 1055. So we're sort of in, until it breaks that TD9 count top, we're sort of in kind of no man's zone out here. Weekly time frame. Is it no man's zone there? We're trading into a swing point, bar number 8 of a TD9 count. Did we get up there? Yes, we have. Last week, price closed inside that swing point for March 7th. Volume 181,000. We did it with 82,000 last week. This week so far, we are inside it with 88,000. So we're inside the swing point with light volume. Unless it rejects that swing point, which means a close below 1053, price could still get up to test that level. I would say if we negate the daily TD9 count top, we definitely get up to test that level. Monthly time frame doesn't run into resistance until we get to 1094. If PGZ is ever able to close above the September 24th high of 1131, which was a TD9 count top, you are then off to the races. You would then have an A to B equals CD to the upside on a monthly basis out there. So it's all going to be about 1057. Where are we trading right now? We're trading at 1057. So PZG, not PGZ, PZG, a second mistake? Oh, in the den, we don't allow second mistakes. I'm so sorry about that. Just kidding. PZG. So now we know what PGZ is doing. No idea what it is. Of course, I don't know what PZG is doing either. But now let's take a look at it for RAI. This is trading above profile resistance. It is below its green oscillator and change line right now at 59 cents. Could say pulling back to 54. You're going to complete a TD9 count top on the weekly. Now, the high was last week. You could still get a newer high next week, and that would form the pattern. Weekly says be careful, Will Robinson. Actually, yeah, the weekly says be careful. The monthly says careful about what? Daily right now is suggesting that the TD9 count doesn't form until it's going to form today. It's going to form tomorrow. Doesn't complete really until next week. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back. We're looking at ticker symbol IEF. This is for Jambalaya inside the Tiger's Den. On a daily basis, this is trading above profile resistance at 94.21. I would say that if it can clear the swing point from June 5th, that high out there is at 94.66. This ought to make a run for 95.14. The daily TD9 count breakdown level, 95.15 is the center of its sell zone, basically on a weekly basis, 95.15 to 96.10. And the monthly chart's not going to get in the way of any rally slowly at this stage here. In fact, it's encouraging a rally with price remaining above the center of its bullish structured profile. So that's what we see when we look at IEF. You also wanted to look at TBT jambalaya. So let's go pull that up on our screen out here. TBT is suggesting that it wants to make a move back to its breakout level on a daily basis. That is at 35.31. On a weekly time frame, price is trading below its bullish structured, slightly bearish structured profile, but it's trading below the center and its green oscillator and change line. It has lost momentum. Support there could be down at 33.94. The monthly chart says, I don't have a clue what the hell you guys are talking about. I've got support down at $36 even, Steven. So watch $36, because if you close below that, then everything else we talked about likely comes to fruition out there. If we take a quick peek at what's going on the 30-year Treasury, mostly the underlying instrument here, the 30-year Treasury, the September contract, we are trading above profile resistance. If price is able to close above the swing point high from June 5th, that is at 114.10. We're at 114.01. That'll trigger an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. That'll certainly take us to 116. That is the TD knockout breakdown resistance level. The monthly chart is not getting in the way of a rally out there. We're trading above the bottom of its profile. That increases the odds that price can move to the upside. Not enough data on our September contract for the 30-year. So we did get through all the requests out there. That is a beautiful thing. Even more beautiful is that it is Terrific Thursday. So I want everybody to have a great day. I will see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. sharp. So we'll look forward to that. And let's see if Stevie can hit a few good 2 and 3 irons this afternoon. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. Folks, have a great Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow.